Hi, I'm Hand of Lotus, and this is the second time I've filmed this video because the first time the background looked weird and the entire time I was talking like I didn't want to be here. So I'm reading this video, and this video is, some people have asked how I did my Todoroki Scar, so I'm gonna try to do a makeup tutorial on that. So for the people that wanted to know or just happened to stumble across this, here's how I do my Todoroki makeup. I obviously do primer first, and I just use e.l.f. because that's what's available to me, so. Okay, now that primer is done, foundation, and I use NYX because that's what I use. I'm not a beauty guru. I don't have like a reason really why I do most of my makeup. I just kind of do what my friends tell me works, so. Now that foundation is done, I go right in with concealer. And normally I would put the concealer in the normal places, like on both sides, but since Todoroki Scar is going to be covering some of my face, I'm not really going to put it right here, so. So it might look a little silly that I'm not going to put it on the other side, but there's really no use when it's going to be covered up anyways. Okay, that's it for concealer. Also, I totally forgot to mention, I already went ahead and put in my contacts because you don't really want to put in your contacts after you do your makeup because you don't want to risk getting makeup all over them and kind of ruining the contacts and having to spend more money, because we all know cosplayers don't have enough to do that all the time. Then I go in and I set the concealer with this Maybelline Fit Me stuff. It seems to work really well, so, or good enough. I don't really know what makeup does. And I just put that where the concealer was. Now I'm gonna go ahead and do my eyebrow. I'm not gonna do this one because this one requires some different stuff because of the Scar makeup, but again, might look a little silly for now, but I'm gonna go ahead and do my eyebrow. So I have these, I go in with a lighter shade for the base and then the darker shade in this area to give it, I don't know, some depth. I don't know. There, an eyebrow done. Now I'm gonna go ahead and contour because, again, with the scar, I don't want to risk messing up the scar when I do contour, so I'm just gonna go ahead and do it. Oh, this is what I use. It's a NYX palette. It's the, I don't know, I can't read it anymore, 3 steps or whatever. But it's really useful. It kind of has everything you need. It's got contour, this stuff, I don't know what it's called, and then like actual highlighter. And then with masculine contour, I kind of do it in this angled shape. Go ahead and I put it here. Some of this might be covered up with the Scar makeup, but it's better to put it there and not have it later. And to contour the jaw. And what I do is I put it right in front of the ear, straight down, to give it that more sharp look. I don't know if that's like a thing, but that's what I do, and it does something, I think. So, oh, that looks so bad. Now, when I contour for like on camera type things, I normally would just go in with this color, but it's a little different when I contour for camera. I go in with just a straight white. It just makes it more defined looking. So. I forgot to contour my nose like an idiot. I always forget something, so. I also kind of put it up here to make the eyes look more hollowed out, I guess, if that's the right word. I read somewhere that it helps. Okay, now for the rest of the highlighting. Honestly, I probably didn't need to put it here because it's gonna be covered, but why not? And going with a tiny brush and do the nose. Now that contour's done, I'm gonna go in with blush. For me, masculine, feminine cosplays doesn't matter. I always put blush on. And if you ever put too much on, kind of like I did, I feel like this is a little too much, just go back in with like a setting powder and it kind of just dulls it down a little bit. So. And now for the actual fun part. His scar. I use this. I got it off of Amazon. I can't remember the specific thing. I think it had magic in the title, but it's a 12 color flash palette. And it's very, very nice for things like these. So I just take this brush. Any brush will really work. This is just the one that I use. I have an entire thing full of paint brushes that I sometimes use for these kinds of things, but I'm just gonna go in with the red color and put that where his scar goes. So, and I'm not gonna bring it up super high because the wig will cover some of it, and I don't like getting this stuff in the wig because it kind of stains. We have the basic shape for his scar. I think the main reason people were interested is because I do my scar a little bit different. It's definitely not his actual scar. I go in with a tiny paintbrush and I kind of put little things around it, like drip marks, I guess. Just to make it more uneven, make it look, I don't know. And that's the first, like the base of how I do his scar. But I'm gonna go in with a different brush. I'm gonna use a beauty blender this time, and I'm gonna go in to the brown and just kind of put little spots. The consistency of this stuff is a little weird. If you wipe it, it'll just smudge away. So I kind of like to set it. I go in with these reds and I set it. Then I'll go in with like a tiny fluffy brush and just deepen up the parts that I made the brown. That's too dark, but it's fine. I just need to use not that color. Okay. Now, because I made those spots a little bit too dark, I'm gonna go back in with the reds and try to cover some of that up. A little better, it's fine. And that's how I kind of do his scar. Now for his eyebrow, a small brush and go into like a reddish brown and do the other eyebrow. Okay, other eyebrow is almost done. I have to put in a bit of a darker shade. Okay, now the other eyebrow is done. Now for eye makeup, which I find really fun. I love doing eye makeup. First, I'm gonna go in with a primer, e.l.f. again. Normally I would put it on both eyelids, but obviously I don't have to do that for the other one. It works as its own primer. The red stuff. I don't do anything too extravagant. I just kind of basically contour my eyes with the makeup. That's what I refer to it as. It's probably not correct. I blend it out. I go under the eye as well. Then I go and I darken it back up with just a small bit of a darker brown. Putting a small bit, again, under the eye. Then I go in with this small flat brush and this shimmery shade. Go on top. And I put it out a little bit so it's not as blinding. A little bit under the eye. That's one eye done. Now I'm basically gonna do the same thing to the other one, but in red shades. I'm gonna take these reddish brown colors and basically do the same thing. I'm gonna go in with a darker shade and just darken the corners a little bit. Again with the flat brush, I'm gonna go into a red shimmery shade to highlight. And I'm gonna blend that out a little bit so it's not so intimidating. And now for eyeliner, I use, for pretty much every cosplay that I do, I use white liner as well as black liner, so. Okay. I'm gonna try to show how I do it, maybe. So. For Shoto's eyeliner, I kind of make it go out and not directly up, I guess, if that makes any sense. And I always connect it to like the bottom. I also do a little inner corner eyeliner. I don't do it too big because I'm too scared. And then I go in with white eyeliner and go and outline the underside of it. To make it stand out, and also it helps to cover up some mistakes if you mess up down here. I put that under the corner there as well. Now I'm going to do the other eye, and the other eye is done. And then I'm going to go in with mascara. And I'm pretty much almost done. I'm gonna do my lipstick and then highlight, and then that should be it. I'm gonna do ombre lips. I kind of put foundation on my lips first because I've seen some people do that and it looks really nice. So I'm gonna try that out. Because it's a more masculine character. Got red right here, I gotta fix. I'm not gonna go too heavy on this. I'm going with Elf again, which is just a darker shade. Those are done. And now highlight. So. Just a little bit here because this stuff will grab your highlight. So just a little bit. Then I go in with a small brush and do obviously the smaller areas. And I'm gonna go in with this brown eyeliner and put it on the inner corners of my lips. And that is Todoroki's makeup. Now, for the wig and that stuff. I put on the wig and this is what the makeup looks like. I've never put the Scar makeup that low so you can kind of see where it cuts off, but that's totally fine. I don't really mind it. If that's not your style, then, you know, obviously put it a little bit higher, but when you put on your wig, it will grab some of that and it'll streak up sometimes and get into your wig. So I still got some red right there, but I'll fix it later. But thank you to the people that asked how I did this Scar makeup. This was really, really fun. I've never done a makeup tutorial or anything like that. Maybe I'll do more in the future if you would like me to. But that's pretty much it. You can follow me on my TikTok, which is Hand of Lotus, and Instagram, same username, and all those kinds of things. So, but that is how I do my Todoroki Scar makeup and his makeup in general.